One here, coming at you with a new Yu-Gi-Oh video. And in today's Yu-Gi-Oh video, we are going to be doing a card discussion. Yes, we're going to be doing an old-fashioned card discussion today, where I'm just going to be looking at a specific card that is coming out later on in the game and just talk about it, because there's a card that's coming out that actually looks to be really, really good, coming out in Rising Rampage, that I look at and think, this is actually pretty decent. This is a card that actually has potential. It does look really cool, and I want to actually talk about it and give my thoughts and opinions on it. So, without further ado, let's talk about it, because I actually want to give my thoughts and opinions on it. So, the card we're talking about today is Return of Dragon Storm. A new normal trap card that is coming out in Rising Rampage. And it's got a very interesting effect, which is target one of either player's banished monsters, special summon it to your field, but return it to the hand during the end phase. You can only activate one Return of Dragon Storm per turn. So, why is this card really interesting? So, first of all, it's a card that summons a monster from either player's banished zone. So, your opponent has tons of banished monsters, or you have a ton of banished monsters. Doesn't matter, because you can summon from either player's zone, either player's banished zone. Which I don't really think there's a lot of cards that summon from the banished zone, from the opponent's banished zone at least. I'm pretty sure I don't think Return of the Different Dimension can summon from your opponent's banished zone. So, having a card like this that also summons from your opponent's banished zone is very interesting. Plus, the artwork on this card looks great. Look at it. It's got Tidal in the center of a storm, and it's got the storm for Tidal, it's got the mountains for Redox, and then Tidal's just absorbing a ton of electricity, which just looks really, really cool. Honestly, the artwork on this card. But back into the card itself, this card actually has a lot of potential in my personal opinion, and I want to talk about what decks you can actually use this in. So, Rising Rampage, Return of Dragon Storm, what can you be used in? Well, you can be used in Cosmo for starters, seeing as you can return a Dark Destroyer to the board, you can return Slip Rider to the board, you can return any of your Farm Girls, Tin Cans, anything along the lines of that. So those are just some examples right there of things that you can summon back to the board very, very easily, which is really good. Other decks that you could use this in, Ritual Beasts. I know it's not a very relevant one, but Ritual Beasts, summon random Ritual Beast, go from there. I know you have Ritual Beast return Ambush, but this is a one-off. This summons one instead of two, so there's potential there. And Thunder Dragons could utilize this very well as well, seeing as you could just summon a Roar, you could summon a Dark, you could summon a Hawk, you could summon a Matrix from your banished zone. Right there. Three decks that you could utilize, right there you could utilize this. And even stun decks you could utilize this in, because they main Macro and D-Fissure, so you can just summon back your Phosodino that was banished from being destroyed by battle. This card is actually very decent for what it is, and looking at it in general, Return of Dragon Storm, it has potential a lot. I like the way they use the effect as well. It's not got any restrictions, which is a very good thing for a card like this, seeing as it can summon a monster from either player's banished zone, and you can use it as link material, you can use it as fusion, Xyz, you can attack with the card's effect is not negated. How often nowadays is it that we get a card that can summon from anywhere and not restrict, and hasn't got a restriction? That's actually really cool to see a card without a restriction, and it's just really interesting to see something like that. Now, it's also copying Dragon Rulers to a degree as well, this card, seeing as it returns the card to the hand during the end phase. I believe that's the same as Dragon Rulers, they return to your hand during either the next standby phase or your opponent's end phase. But having something like this that actually does do that and is very interesting, and it's very balanced in that regard as well, where the card does not, if you summon from your opponent's bench zone, the card will not go back to your hand, it will go back to your opponent's hand, which is something that isn't really something that goes on very often. So you're basically, you get a free summon. If you don't use that free summon, sorry, then the card will go straight back to your opponent's hand at the end of the turn, meaning they get a +1, you neg 1, but you could have still used that card to deal major damage. You could have still used that card as a link material if you didn't return it to their hand. You could have used that card to do just so much in that time. And if it's a card that actually utilizes, has a really good effect, such as maybe a card that can let you draw a card, a card that you can just, you know, banish a random card, destroy a card, or a card that just lets you just destroy your opponent's board, then it's actually worth it being able to summon it from the banish zone. And this card can be just utilized in any deck that just banishes cards or just has the ability to banish cards. So something like Called by the Grave becomes so much more broken with a card like this around, so there's a good point right there as well. So, like, Return of Dragonstorm, like, just in the general discussion sense, this card actually has a lot of potential and a lot of really good stuff coming for it. And it's just something I actually wanted to talk about, because it's really rare we see a card like this that can just do so much and just has the potential to be so good. And yes, the card also has bad points where it's not good early game unless you're playing a deck that constantly banishes, like maybe Metafist, Thunder Dragon, as I said, or anything along like those lines. But a deck that is able to, a card that is able to summon from either player's banish zone, that's really cool, and it's something I actually really wanted to talk about. So, guys, this is like Return of the Dragonstorm. It's an interesting card. I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on it personally, and I just wanted to make this discussion video today talking about it because it's actually really interesting, really cool, and really unique for the type of card that it is. Just being able to summon from either player's banish zone, returns to the hand during the end of the turn, so it's got a Yosenju effect and Dragon Ruler effect to set pretty much, and it's just something I wanted to talk about. But guys, what do you personally think of this card? Do you think this card is good? Do you think this card is bad? I personally feel like it looks really interesting and really cool, and it's just something I wanted to talk about. And just so you know, guys, you can set this from your deck with Trap Trick. It is a normal trap card, so it's searchable for a card like Trap Trick. So it's not like it's hard to get to and you're praying to draw it. Like, you could just set it with Trap Trick and use it instantly. So if that hand trap of yours is banished, and you want it back at the end phase, Return of Dragonstorm, return Ash Blossom to hand. Cheeky combo right there. But guys, tell me what you think of Return of the Dragonstorm. I think it's really cool, really interesting, and definitely a card that has potential going forward in the game. So guys, that's the video though. Return of the Dragonstorm is definitely an interesting card. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more discussions on single cards like this, which I rarely do, don't forget to press the like button to show you want to see more cards, like more videos like this. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more content from me, don't forget to press the subscribe button and the notification bell, because the notification bell is much more important than the subscribe button right now. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subs though, and when I do, I'll show you all of you my collection, because I have a lot of cards and I really would like to show you my collection, but 1,000 is the goal. I want to hit a K by the end of the year. It's been my goal for a while. And press the notification bell, as I said, to just be notified of any videos and streams that I do at 8 PM UK time on Thursday afternoons. But yeah, guys, that's the video. Thanks for watching. Return of the Dragonstorm. Beautiful artwork, very interesting card, and Dragon Rulers, could they come back from this? But guys, that's the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Robobat1, signing out. Can't wait to see what this card does.